This is the Mahalo. Anyways, this boat was purchased in Aruba, and a couple of pictures of what it looks like to get you started. But interior is pretty fancy there. You got a nice helm station and a nice salon in the back. Upstairs there's a fly bridge, and that's where we did most of the navigating from. And downstairs there's a helm station with a lot of buttons, dials. Anyways, flying into Aruba, you can see how dark and pretty the water is. It doesn't take long to get deep out there. The marina was full of these old bird terms. I was really interested in looking at them, but they're a lot of fun. And there's a casino right there and restaurants and everything. So it was pretty fancy little place to start the trip from. We had a nice big dinner and a few cigars before we left. We knew it was going to be a little bit rough, and anyways, we got started. But here's a few of the shots from the shoreline in the Aruba area. We drove around for about an hour and a half looking at some of the sites and seeing how the people lived, and just took it all in. It was just kind of beautiful down there, and enjoyed it as much as possible. And there's Mr. Rye and me, and we're getting started on this trip here in a second. So hang on, and there'll be some pictures and a lot of fun. So it's always easy in the beginning. You get your feet up, but let me tell you, it was a heck of a ride. Anyways, here we go. We're going to start with the out the channel. Blowing pretty good. Probably about 25, 30. Seas are getting bigger. This was the first day out, and we're getting a little wet, and I was trying to cover up. We were 15 feet up, but it was a nice rough ride, but we had some fun with it. Puerto Rico there, a bit rough. You can see the island. Gonna slide on through this strait here and get up to San Juan, but everybody's hanging low. It's a little bit sporty, as they say. Got into Puerto Rico. It was raining, a little bit rough, but it was a very beautiful place, and the feeling there is just absolutely amazing. It's very pretty, and you don't want to leave when you get there, but unfortunately I had to get out back to the States for a few minutes there, and I came back and met up with the boat back in West Palm Beach. So you'll see a few pictures of me flying out of Puerto Rico like there, and then flying through the Bahamas. I got a lot of good clips going through all the islands. So it was a lot of fun flying out, and you'll see a bunch of pictures there. So here we are. Well, here we are off to Palm Beach to start that part of the trip. Peanut Island over there. I suppose if you have to start somewhere in life, this is a fairly impressive place. Rabovich Spencer. Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, I guess. And we put the dinghy in for a little side trip, and we had some fun looking at the islands that were out in front of the marina. And then that's the bridge that all the kids go swimming at right there. And this is Peanut Island, which is a very popular area. And we cruised around in the harbor. It's a big Mahalo sitting there. It's a real nice boat. And, the marina had a lot of interesting character. And this is us going out the channel and starting out in the ocean. It was a very pretty day that day. So we're looking at Jupiter in the background. That's the Jupiter Inlet right there. And then this is Sailfish Marina, where we stopped for some maintenance and got the boat ready for the next part of the trip. And then this is a little tricky spot to get through. We should probably start over there, huh? Yeah, we made it through the locks into Okeechobee, and then we started to work our way across the river over there from out of Okeechobee into the Fort Myers area. And we stayed in on the boat one night, and you can see some of the pretty pictures and the scenery and the waterways. It was pretty neat. It was definitely some sights to see out there.
I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's a chapel built up on the barge. You should meet it coming my way from Alba. You'll be able to see it. It was on the news last night, and it was really pretty. So if you guys want to take pictures, it's coming our way.
Well, that's pretty neat. We don't get to see fun stuff much.
Now, but when I watched the news last night, which is very little I watch the news, it was on, and it was really pretty. So it's headed my way, and it's moving slow. So take pictures if you can.
Will do, and thank you so much for the heads up. That's really neat. You have a lovely day.
Too, Captain.
Like your umbrella.
Got about 9 of them in the car.
Headed for Boca Grande Pass. It was really beautiful going through the Cabbage Key area and out through Boca. We went out the Boca Grande Pass and slid down the coast to Venice. Coming into Venice was really a special place. It's got a great access to a wonderful marina, and it's a little tight in there, but we managed to pull it off. And then we tried to get out of Venice and get back towards Mobile, but looked like we needed to turn into Clearwater and get some maintenance done on the boat, so that's what we did. And it was actually just the most beautiful night out. We had a full moon coming up on one side, that's the moon there, coming into Clearwater, and we had the sunset on the other side. So we tied the boat up to the city dock in Clearwater, and they provided us excellent service, and we had shore power. And the next day we headed out to Mobile, and we had a pretty good ride. It was about 35 hours across. We just went in shifts and drove the boat hard all night long, but that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. It was just beautiful out there, though. Daybreak. Well, we made the crossing, and it was one of the most beautiful nights ever because there wasn't a cloud in the sky and all the stars came out. But it was a little tricky driving the boat in pure darkness. But we made it into Mobile Bay and got up the bay a little bit to a place called Dog River. And it was a very, very nice place to get to after we'd run the boat real hard. And we put the dinghy in and ran around a little bit. And there was a great big sailboat area across from where we had stayed. And there must have been 150 sailboats in there. So they enjoy their sailing in Mobile, that's for sure. And then the next day we cut out pretty early. We picked up the fuel, and off we went. After we left Dog River, we headed up into Mobile, and it was a little tricky getting through there at times, but it was some scenery with the big ships and that, and we just kept moving through and found our way into the Mobile River, and after that, the water got a lot flatter, and it was a lot easier to steer the boat. And still no autopilot, but we're steering the boat by hand, and I don't think you probably could have used autopilot in there anyways. You would have run aground about 100 times over, but just very, very smooth water, and we could go as fast as we needed to. And there wasn't too many boats out there. Every once in a while, a barge would come by, which was always kind of tricky on how to pass them. And one of the stories you have to get into is the barge captains don't use port and starboard. They use 1 and 2, 1 being port, 2 being starboard. So when they go by you, you talk to them in 1s and 2s, you know. So they'll say, "I'll see you on the 2," which means they want you to pass in a certain way. And it was kind of fun listening to the guys on the barges in the river. They certainly have a lingo that's all their own. Very, very good time there with the barges, and we didn't have any difficulty steering around them. We got to a place called Bobby's Landing. It was an interesting place. We had seen it on the map, and we knew that it was a landing spot, but we had no idea what to look for, and it was pretty desolate. We had to go out of our way to get them to come see us, but we made the most of it, and it was pretty rural out there, and I don't even know where we were, but it was fun. Yeah, we were just taking days and days to going up the river. We're going through locks, and we stop and have food at night and camp sometimes. But it was a little bit buggy out there, and we enjoyed it though. We had some fun. So as you go down the river, you're always looking for a place to stop, and we found this place called Smithville, and it was a little bit of a tricky spot to get into, and it also was the facilities weren't as strong as we'd hoped, but we made the most of it, and we had electricity, and we had food, and the people were so nice there. They let us borrow their Mercedes Benz, and we went into town and went to a Walmart, and the town was having a big football game because it was Friday night. It was very memorable, and you know, these are the little parts of the story that just slowly slide into memories. A little rainy. This place is a monster lock. Ooh, doggy. Up you go. There you go, they dodged it. Give it some horn. Give him a horn. So this is the lock. We come into this place, they close that big gate behind us, and eventually they'll open this gate in front of us to let us out. So I'll take you down to the where we tie the boat up at. How we do that. So every time we go through a lock, I got to get down here and get a rope around this pylon, and that slides all the way up there. Or in this case, we're going way down there, about 100 feet, and all of a sudden this lock's gonna look real big to us. So I'll take a picture of it at the end when it gets real big, but that's the way it works. So in a few minutes the water starts going down, and it's a long drop. It's I think 95 feet or something like that, so look forward to that. Locking. So after you've been in the lock for a while, the other side of the gate opens, and you can see how much water has left the lock. It's a lot. So when that gives us a little opportunity, we'll squeak on by and they'll blow a horn, and that's it. We got ourselves in a bit of a pickle in a place called Dinopolis. The locks were going to close if we didn't keep moving, and it made it a little difficult for us, but we pressed on, and really wasn't the plan, but that's how it ended up. But it was very, very pretty out there as usual with these sunsets. We were running low on coffee and a few other items, and we stopped in this little town. We rode bicycle into a town, and it was interesting. It was like going back in time. Final stretch, we came into Louisville, and it was just a really nice last day. We really made good time. We came in about half a day ahead of schedule, and we got yelled at a few times for rolling a little fast, but we didn't hurt anybody. No, we always slow down for the fishermen anyways. Came in under sunset and got in and saw all the lights, and I left the next day, and Mr. Wright took the boat the final step to Cincinnati.